If you saw the new footage from Andor and you thought a few ships looked familiar, well, you're right. At one point in the trailer, a series of small, rectangular transports zoomed towards the horizon. After some quick digging into galactic records, it seems that these ships are simply known as mobile tack pods. And after a quick glance, you can see that they must be simply troop transport ships, and not the type of vessel to dive in and out of the hyperlanes. But unlike the Imperial RTT, a terrestrial speeder that Orman Tag famously used, these mobile tack pods bear a striking resemblance to a classic ship from the Clone Wars. If you take a closer look at the tack pods, you'll easily see that they look a lot like the low-altitude assault transport that clone troopers first used during their assault on Geonosis. These ships were the backbone of the Republic Army. With these LAATs at their disposal, Jedi generals and their clone troopers could quickly jump from distant starships into the thick of combat. In a single flight, these ships could hold up to 30 clone troopers, and they weren't just limited to hauling sentients around the battlefield. The cargo bay of the low-altitude assault transports were versatile and could hold several speeder bikes as well as experimental artillery rigs. Eventually, the LAATs were even updated for spaceflight, so they could hop from a cruiser's hangar in orbit and behind enemy lines on the planet below, without ever giving away the fact that a Republic transport cruiser was somewhere in the vicinity. So it's no surprise that the Imperial Army and shipyards of the Imperial era would look to the LAATs for inspiration. Now, with so little information available about these mobile tack pods, it's hard to make any firm judgments, but we can certainly take a few educated guesses. Now, unless this is some sort of a flashback or something like that, these could actually be transporting some clones. We did see clones in the trailer as they were marching past some Imperials. The mobile tack pods in Andor seem to be owned by a corporate security force on Morlana 1. And even though we don't have any intel about their manufacturer, it's easy to see that they don't look too much like the TIE line of starships. The twin ion engine series was developed and manufactured by Cinar Fleet Systems, which handled most of the vehicles for the Empire at the time. You can see that most of their creations deviated a great deal from the Kaminoan and Kuat systems engineering crafts that served in the Republic Army during the Clone Wars. Even the Lambda-class T-4A shuttle, known as the Imperial Shuttle to most, completely reimagined what a troop transport should look like. Knowing all of that, the mobile tack pods might not have ever served in the Imperial Army, at least not at a large scale. In fact, even though Palpatine and the Imperials decided to go with the Cinar Fleet Systems for re-outfitting their new order, they still maintained friendly terms with the original LAAT manufacturers and subsidiary or Kuat Systems Engineering. But for some reason, the LAAT simply fell out of use. Now, knowing how powerful the ship was during its service, it's easy to see why the security forces on Morlana 1 would want to get their hands on similar tech. The LAATs, along with pretty much everything else in the Republic Army, transformed regional and planetary militaries around the galaxy. The legacy of the ARC-170, the Acclamator-class transgalactic military assault ship, and the ATTE are proof of that. And with our brief moment with the mobile tack pods, we can see the rear-facing engines, the sloped hull, and the possible pivoted guns beneath the cockpit as evidence that the LAAT served as inspiration. More so than other Imperial ships like the Y-4 transport or the Gamma-class ATR-6 assault transport. I suppose we'll know more about their heritage and inspiration behind the mobile tack pods as the events of Andor unfold coming this September. Can't wait to do the watch parties, can't wait to watch the show with you guys. Hope you're all having a great day. Thanks for watching this quick vid, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, remember, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, the Force will be with you always.